Once upon a time, a tortoise and a rabbit had an argument about who was faster. They decided to settle the argument with a race. They agreed on a route and started off the race. The rabbit shot ahead and ran briskly for some time. Then, seeing that he was far ahead of the tortoise, he thought he'd sit under a tree for some time and relax before continuing the race. He sat under the tree and soon fell asleep. The tortoise, plodding on, overtook him and soon finished the race, emerging as the undisputed champ. The rabbit woke up and realized that he'd lost the race. The moral of the story is that slow and steady wins the race. But then recently, the story still continues. The rabbit was disappointed at losing the race, and he did some soul searching. He realized that he'd lost the race only because he had been overconfident, careless, and lax. If he had not taken things for granted, there's no way the tortoise could have beaten him. So he challenged the tortoise to another race. The tortoise agreed. This time, the rabbit went all out and ran without stopping from start to finish. He won by several miles. The moral of the story? Fast and consistent always beats the slow and steady. But the story doesn't end here. The tortoise did some thinking this time and realized that there's no way he can beat the rabbit in a race the way it was currently formatted. He thought for a while and then challenged the rabbit to another race, but on a slightly different route. The rabbit agreed. They started off. In keeping with his self-made commitment to be consistently fast, the rabbit took off and ran top speed until he came to a broad river. The finishing line was a couple of kilometers on the other side of the river. The rabbit sat there wondering what to do. In the meantime, the tortoise trundled along, got into the river, swam to the opposite bank, continued walking, and finished the race. The moral of the story? First identify your core competency and then change the playing field to suit your core competency. The rabbit and the tortoise by this time had become pretty good friends, and they did some thinking together. Both realized that the last race could have been run much better. So they decided to do the last race again, but to run as a team this time. They started off, and this time, the rabbit carried the tortoise till the riverbank. There, the tortoise took over and swam across with the rabbit on his back. On the opposite bank, the rabbit again carried the tortoise, and they reached the finishing line together. They both felt a greater sense of satisfaction than they'd felt earlier. The moral of the story? It's good to be individually brilliant, but teamwork achieves more.